Welcome to Screenwriters Beat!
Yay!
Happy New Year!
Screenwriters Beat brought to you by your friends. I don't even know if anyone saw this logistic because I was on Eric. We were having a fun time getting Eric on camera.
I know. Oh, you guys, wait till you all see the behind the scenes of Screenwriters Beat.
What you missed out on.
Yeah.
Well,
The blooper reel.
the blooper reel
I know, right?
is fantastic. Well, help me welcome back our incredible panelists. You can see we've already gotten started here. We've had a nice little break, so as I introduce you, please let us know what you've been up to. Welcome our queen of comedy, Heidi Mastrogiovanni.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing us together again. Happy New Year. I missed you guys so much. I love you all. I love our audience. I'm going to apologize in advance for being a little bit vague. Something that made me very happy happened right after the New Year with my comedic novel. I hope that next time we get together, I can say a little more about it. But it's been a good start to the new year.
Fantastic. I can't wait to hear more. Ooh, neat. Also, welcome another queen of comedy and drama. So she's only a tiny bit of a drama queen.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Hi, everybody. So great to be back, and Happy New Year, everybody. And yeah, it's been a blast. What have I been doing? I finished off a writing assignment.
Oh, great.
For a thriller feature, so I'm happy with that. Just waiting for the producer notes now. I started another one. So, yeah, and I'm looking at, we'll be getting into TV stuff later, but I'm looking at doing a TV movie as well.
Wow.
Nice.
Busy girl. I love that.
Cool.
Very good, very good.
Like that.
I'll hear more about that as well. And of course, since I had two great queens of screenwriting, I have to have a king.
Hello.
You are our king
Hello.
of everything.
I know, right?
Yeah. Welcome, king of everything.
Yes. Bow down. Anyway, I'm sorry. No. Hey, happy New Year, happy holiday, happy all that good stuff. It's been a very interesting break, I guess we should say. A hiatus would be the proper word, maybe. Yeah, we have not only finishing up some scripts and all that kind of stuff, but possibility. I'm kind of like Heidi. Like maybe next time I can divulge the full, 100% of it. But,
Secrets.
and we're talking about multiple, almost maybe a half dozen writing assignments.
Cool.
So,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Awesome.
we're gonna see how that go, and knock on wood. When I get paperwork and all that stuff signed, and I'll be more than happy to let you all know.
Oh, good. Well,
Good.
it sounds like everyone's been very busy. Hi, guys. I'm your court jester, if they're my kings and queens.
Wow.
And Kimbrough, how are you?
Somebody is on fire today. I'm not gonna say who. Not gonna say who.
Me? Yes, I've been busy as well. A lot of writing. I made a short animated film, like 30 seconds long. So that was fun. It's online. If I'm brave, I'll post a link. It's very basic.
You have to post the link.
Yeah.
But it's just to get started to do some stuff like that. So that was really fun. And of course, there was still writing. Still working on the same things, but they're getting further along, progressing. Yeah, that's the way it happens. Well, guys, we're back again, and I'm really happy that you all came back. We send a shout out to both of our Nicoles, who Nicole Kiefler's still recovering, but also Nicole Jones-Dion is a little under the weather, so she'll be with us next time.
Lots of love and lots of healing thoughts.
Yeah.
Sure.
Completely. But today we're going to actually talk about negotiating that contract, that first job, your 30th job, whatever. We want to find some tips and tricks, some things to look out for. We've touched on this before, but I thought it would be nice to have a show where we really get as deep as we can into what you should do that can help you and what you shouldn't do that would hurt you.
Yes.
Eric, you sound like you're doing a lot of contracts right at the moment. You want to kick it off?
Sure, I mean, I'd be more than happy to. Well, first of all, as smart as all we writers are, the first little big point in bold letters and underline is get a lawyer to look over it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's number one. So we're going from there. So please, everybody, we have to reiterate it. The first thing you do is take it to an entertainment attorney to read over it. So everything else we're going to say is second and third to that. Okay. So really, I think you as a writer, just because I always was under the impression when I said ever since I was young, my parents used to say, if you sign your name, it's on you. It's on you. So granted, you attorneys and if you sign your name, you better know what you are signing. So I always say, read as many as you can. Now, there's a couple of writers' books that kind of, from lawyers who have entertainment attorneys and lawyers who have, can explain it better. But that doesn't make you a professional. That's why I say, again, go back, get someone else to look over it. Because when you start getting into all these heretofores and hitherwiths, and they'll get you, right? They'll get you. But more importantly, first of all, I mean, go in with a mindset, I believe, of trying to make a deal. Yeah. Which means both sides should get most of what they want, but there's going to be some negotiating and some giving up and adding this and taking away that. So, but come in with the mindset of we're trying to make a deal. I'm trying to be in business with this person, producer, or whatever, rather than I wonder what they're going to try to sneak over on me. You know what I mean? Like it's a different mentality when you get people who actually do this day in and day out. Like they're really like, look, we're not trying to rob you, but they're going to have to protect themselves. They got to protect themselves.
Yeah. But don't they have like a contract? Aren't you going to get something that's like, this is what we do? You have to accept it or not? How much wiggle room do you have?
Everything is negotiable.
Okay.
Everything.
Have you found the same thing out, Heidi?
Yeah, I actually was just thinking, I'm just going to say a big old ditto to what Eric said. I am going to come right out since I'm a blurter as well. I am a pushover, and I happen to be really lucky because I have a wonderful, wonderful entertainment attorney who has worked with me for years, and now that I'm making money, I can actually pay her. And she's not a pushover. And so I would say if you're like me, for the sweet love of God, get a terrific entertainment attorney. So big ditto to Eric, yes. And just to echo what he said, I love what you said, Eric. Go in with the mindset, you can't get on screen, you can't get on TV unless you collaborate. Go in wanting very much to make this work and make it happen.
Right.
Well, what about before you get to that point of needing a lawyer? Since that's the easy and the right answer, what about the negotiation you do in the beginning steps before they actually give you a contract? Margie, what about that? How do you handle that?
Well, that's pretty much my situation. Look, I should be slapping myself listening to these two and being so professional.
Me too.
I'm still in the stage where I'm trying to build up a reputation locally in Australia, and so I've been working. And I think it's a different situation here because there's a lot less money available in Australia than in the States for in so many different ways. There are so fewer producers to begin with, so much less money around. So we are pretty much in a situation where if you don't have a reputation to begin with, if you haven't worked with anybody big, you've just got to do the steps. You've just got to get the work, get your work out there and get yourself noticed. Or at least that's what I'm finding anyway. There may be a better way of doing it that I haven't discovered, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. And so I have worked for free. I've worked for minimal amounts. I've worked for, I think the most I've actually earned is $5,000. So I didn't feel like I needed to bring on an attorney because it's just been simple little deal memos, little option agreements, little
I'm in that
little
same
agreements.
boat. I've been in the situation. It hasn't ever been for. Well, actually, I take it back. I have one contract that could be $100,000. Yeah, but it hasn't. I mean, I wrote the script, but it hasn't. It's like you get paid if they make it.
If they
So
make
that
it.
one I did go to a lawyer, but it was a friend who isn't an entertainment lawyer, but he's a really good lawyer. So he picked out everything that I had to be concerned about.
Right.
But I didn't change anything in the contract. It was their standard contract, and it was actually quite fair.
Good.
Right.
Good.
Right. But they're very. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Eric. I have found, in the beginning, I found the Writers Guild website can be very, very helpful in terms of templates. You know, even if you're not a member, access the website. It can be very helpful.
Very
Just to
much.
point you in that direction, you know.
Ditto. I mean, I just think you got to be hungry that, you know, sometimes you may want the, you know, you want the deal so much, right? So you just accept anything. Now, this is stages. This is why I'm glad Ann and Margie brought it up. So as you're building it, yes, you got to, sometimes you just got to go do it. You got to prove you got to get some credits. You got, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's a different thing. So it's not against what they said. It's just a different, it's a different phase.
Yeah, right. Stages is a good way to refer to it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I've worked for free without a contract, you know?
Me too.
You
start somewhere, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely.
It's like any other business, all the mailroom people, right? You got to start somewhere.
Relationships, connections.
Right.
Exactly, because you never know who they know and where it's going to lead in the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
And get your work out there, get it seen.
Yeah, and being able to say you're working on a screenplay, no one else knows I'm doing it for free and I'm not doing it without a contract, and that leads to other work. And
Absolutely.
In my case.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it builds your credibility. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So no, all that is good. So that's what I'm saying. So the stage I'm talking about is when people are coming to you and asking you how much.
Right. Which you need to have an answer, and you
gotta have an answer. Right.
And even there's another stage in there when they ask how much, and they want you to tell them and have a contract or have a step deal plan. You know, that happens, right?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Another negotiating thing is whoever says the first number loses.
Silence is golden.
Right. So how much, you know, and I learned this in actually in a different field. I was in the motivational speaking field. I remember the very first time someone saw me do stand up, blah blah blah. He's like, you know, you could really be good at teaching salesmen how to be relaxed and, you know, make presentations. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. And he said, well, how much? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, how much do they charge? Like, I don't know. Yeah, but how much? So he's a salesman, so he already knew. Like, just keep asking, right? And I'm like, oh, all right, $1,000. And I thought that, you know, lo and behold, so I did the event, and I found out there were two speakers, and the person after me was making $9,000.
Oh my God! Lesson learned.
Well, that's
lesson learned.
That is a great lesson. You need to know what the going rate is for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And not only on the low end, but what's the ridiculous end? If you ask for something that no one's asking for, you'll price yourself out of it, right?
Yep.
Right.
And of course, you know, the other thing is it depends on the budget too. Like, you can't ask for a lot if it's going to be a low budget thing, and that's where I am. You know, it's low budget stuff that I'm writing, so that's another aspect to consider. Yeah,
don't price yourself. Don't price yourself out of the market that you're in.
Right.
So.
We're not A-list.
Nope. We're working towards
it.
Not yet.
But then before you say your next thing, Ann, let me say this though. If you know what like Heidi was saying, if you know the WGAR minimums and numbers, what you do is, okay, Eric, how much? 5,000. Really, that much? Well, let me show you how much it really should cost for me to do this.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. You know what I mean? Like, so I am giving you a good price, but Maggie's right. Don't price yourself out of your budget range. If the movie's worth, you know, they're making a movie on $100,000 budget. Don't ask for 25,000. I mean, you're not gonna.
No.
Well, and don't be afraid to ask for other things that might be in lieu of money.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Get those credits. Be an associate producer. Who knows? But there's options.
Great point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How about other areas that you could worry about when negotiating?
Well, I always like a nice trailer.
I want to be on the set.
Yeah. I want a little walk-on part. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Nature jokes. Right, we're joking.
Yeah.
Do not.
But I know we're being funny, but Ann, actually, if you are an actor, not just someone because not because you just want to show your face on the screen, but if you're seriously an actor, but you're writing or rewriting this part, everything's negotiable. That's all. Everything's negotiable.
Yep.
It is.
Just don't ask for the main part. Don't ask for the lead.
Wait, isn't that what Sylvester Stallone did with Rocky? God love him. God love the man.
Yeah. When he wrote the script, he wrote the script, and
But he was an actor, though. He was an actor.
That's right.
He was an actor.
Yeah, you need to be a professional actor. I mean, it's not just like, suddenly this is what I'm doing.
I know, this sounds like fun.
Yeah.
No. Be good.
Common sense. I think common sense is a #1 key in negotiating.
Great point.
Test it out on somebody, right? I hope everyone out there is part of a writer community.
Yeah.
Not that other writers can always give you the best advice like us, but I'm digging my own grave. But I mean, branch out that way. I mean, you need just like when you get advice about your screenplay feedback, don't base it on one person. Right?
Well,
a majority rules might keep you out of trouble.
I don't know if this is level B or I will second that only on this point. Make sure, like, if you want to write if you're trying to get a deal, talk to someone who has a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the difference between us and some online group that you don't know anybody. Everyone coming here can check our credentials. I know who is giving the advice. That's good advice.
Well, I'm just saying for anybody, you just because if you get around a bunch of people who may be bitter about some stuff or this is how and they're worried about ideas being stolen, I'm just like, oh my god, like
hey, that's a good one right there. That's a good one right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never say those words to anybody. You can think them if you want, but don't.
Right.
Say
Yeah. It just
positive. Yep.
Yeah.
Optimistic, positive.
Yeah, careful who you get your advice from.
Yep.
Yeah, just us.
I know, right? Only us.
Only us. We'll never lead you wrong. Well, if we do, I should put a disclaimer. We didn't mean it.
I don't put that. Please put that disclaimer up there, please.
Well, okay. So what mistakes have you made negotiating? I mean, I will own up. Okay, I made a mistake that with the first job, that turned out to be a free job with no contract. The producer did once say to me, "Well, if you needed $1,000 or something, I could get it for you." And I'm like, "Sure, yeah," but I didn't say yes. I need $1,000, so don't roll. No, you're worth something.
Right.
I'm putting my hand up for something very similar to that. Yeah, crazy. I think we undervalue ourselves to begin with.
Yes.
Especially if we don't have any credits, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So think about, and I'm there. I second. Same thing happened to me. Someone asks you a price or how much, and you, no. As soon as you do that, it's like, oh boy.
It's over.
But also be able to. That's why it should be fair, because if someone says, I can't pay that, or can you go lower? The answer is no. Now I want the job, but I have to portray no, my time is worth something.
Right.
Right.
You got to portray that. Then that's where maybe if you're one of those type people who don't want to conflict and don't want to have that kind of problem, then you have someone your representative do this. But if someone is asking you a price, you got to stick to the price, even though you might go lower.
What if you go too high? What is the trick to undo? To backtrack without looking like you're backtracking.
Well, that's why whoever goes first.
I have one.
That's why whoever goes first, whoever speaks first, is
those producers will put it on you. Honestly, they will put it on you. God love them. They want you to go first.
I know that. But this is what I'm saying. This is where you're negotiating. This is what I'm saying.
Dance. Okay, so here's my trick. If you feel you've gone too far, and you can tell, you need to say, but we could put a cap on it. If you can put a cap on your earnings, it's best if you go in and say in a percentage. But you can put a cap on the earnings because that way it won't exceed whatever budget if their budget isn't 100% set. You know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, all right. So here, okay, good. Let's use that. Okay, and so let's just say the movie costs $1 million to make. Okay, so whatever your percentage is, okay, and then they go to make the movie, and the budget just rose to $5 million, and you put the cap on it.
Yeah, there's a point.
I
know. Well, hindsight is 50-50.
No. It's not a right or wrong. It's just a thought. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, another thing is you will be offered jobs that have a cap on it. So just so you know. So then you know. Then you know exactly what you're being offered, and you know what you're exactly offering. If all I'm going to get, if I know that all I'm going to get is $100,000 for a job, right now I'm okay with that. But that's above that's above WGA minimum.
Exactly. I was thinking that.
Absolutely.
So not bad.
Right, but see, and this is what I'm saying. Negotiating is a beast. There's some evil in this. I'm not saying all people are evil, but so they come to say, hey, we're gonna put a cap on this. Let's say $100,000 is the cap, and then we go in and then say, hey, we didn't know that. Now we got an A-lister, so we added $10 million to the budget. Okay.
Yeah, but that money's going to go to the A-lister mostly, not production.
No, what I'm saying is you don't really know if it was always $10 million.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah.
That's true.
This is why you have a negotiator. This is why.
I was just going to say, this is the sort of thing. Like if you're going to $100,000 for a contract, wouldn't you get a manager or an entertainment lawyer, let them deal with it? Because we're notoriously bad, writers are notoriously bad at negotiating for ourselves.
Well, okay, let's take that next step then, because that's a good question. But so here you are, new screenwriter, you've got this deal, you don't know anybody. How do you find that manager? Can you just
get a list from the WGA and pick up the phone. This is not email stuff. You are on the phone saying to the person who answers the phone, I have a deal for $100,000. Who can I speak to in your office?
Right.
At that point, I think you're going to be balancing offers.
Right.
I really do.
Good. Yeah. That's a good advice. Good advice.
Yeah. And, check out the managers, like who they're managing, what their reputation is, whether you think they'd be a good fit. Don't just pick anybody. I mean, I don't have a manager.
Well, I think
do your research.
It's a good idea to do research before you need one, so you have your own list of wish list.
Well said, a wish list, yes. Get on IMDb Pro, it's worth it. Pay for IMDb Pro, you want that.
And you can actually connect with a lot of managers on LinkedIn.
Yep.
So, have a look around and just see what they're doing and keep an eye on the trades and see who deals they're making, so you know what they're up to. So that's somebody I'd like to work with. And like if they've done any interviews, listen to their interviews and blogs and that sort of thing. So you get a feel for what sort of person they are and whether you think you'd be a good good fit.
Right.
That's important.
I think it's also important that when because you feel like someone just says, hey, okay, we want you, we're gonna tap you into business affairs, and business affairs is going to call you or whatever, right? And then what happens? People panic. Oh my God, I have to get a manager today, right now, when you probably got about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unless they give you a deadline, a hardcore deadline or something like that. That's different. Which is another thing was infamous of, hey, you got 2 hours to accept this deal.
Today,
Yeah, right? Right, you got 2 hours. You got 2 hours to accept this deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Has
whole.
that
That's
ever
another.
happened to you? That's never happened to me.
That's another. That's another level though. That's a whole different.
Yeah.
But just make sure like don't. But you can also say this. Let's say so it happens today. All right, $100,000. We want you, and I don't have a manager. So what do? You can do the research everyone's talking about, IMDb Pro. But then when you talk to the manager, just say this is a one-time deal, and we'll talk about representation later.
Good point. Yeah.
Excellent point.
That's a good like a buzzword because
Nice.
they want that too.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what they're looking for. Yeah, a hip pocket client, isn't that what it's called?
Because you're bringing in money immediately.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you're a paying client.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool, guys. Anything else you want to offer on this topic before we move on?
Everything is negotiable.
Don't be afraid.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, and you'll learn, right? You're going to make mistakes.
Of course.
Of course, we all make mistakes, but it's part of the process, isn't it? That's you know better next time.
That's why if you start small, you make smaller mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's almost better. It's almost better to start small.
It is. Get
Because how many stories have we heard of people, signing with CAA and all these things, and then they're never heard from again.
Exactly.
Right? As opposed to young and hungry.
Go for the long term.
Yeah, that's right.
Lifetime.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that answered everyone's questions out there. If not, leave us a comment and we'll bring it up again. But I'm going to move on now to our audience question, actually. We all know this. It's out there, but how do you legally protect your screenplay? I mean, like you personally, how do we do it? We do not, by the way, mail a copy to ourselves. No, we don't do that.
I did start that way. I can't lie.
Yeah, me too.
Back in the day,
Library of Congress. Library of Congress.
Yeah.
I don't really do Writers Guild because they can't really do anything.
Do Writers Guild.
All they kind of say is like, oh yeah, okay, Eric did mail this to us on this date. That's what copyright is.
Do both.
Copyright.
Heidi.
With the Writers Guild, if you're not a member, 10 if you're a member, do it. Cover everything you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do both.
Yeah, do both.
Hi, Marty.
Same here. Yeah. Yeah. You
It's
can
easy
register.
to do.
Yeah, from here. Yep.
You can do them both online.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think you can also do it with the Australian Writers Guild, but I think, because I'm writing more for the international market, it makes sense to do it in the States anyway, so that's what I do.
Yeah. I agree. It's an easy question, but it does come up often, so I just wanted to share.
Important. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget. You do need to, so part two is at what point do you do that? Because a lot of us talk about our scripts while we're doing them. I personally do it when I know I have a final draft.
Yeah.
And that's prior to sending it out to like a producer.
Yeah. Because you change the name, you change the story, you change so much about it that it's silly to.
But I don't do it prior to sending it out for feedback to my friends. But it's
No.
Yeah, we're all on the same page with that.
There was no conflict at all with that answer.
No. Well, you know what? No, I don't do that at all.
I never register it.
Eric on the head.
I know, right? Somebody got to have some conflict with writers. Come on.
There's no conflict. Come on.
Yeah, we're two all the same.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that brings us to the end of another episode. Woo-hoo!
Oh, that was fast. Jeez.
Knock it out, man. We're good. We're just good. As we say goodbye, I'd like you to share your favorite place to write, or even more than one. Margie, you want to go first?
Well, mine is right here because all I have to do is look to the left, and there is the Coral Sea, which is great barrier reef, Pacific Ocean.
Someday we've got to move your camera and show us.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe there's a brick wall there. It's just
It's morning here, and if I turn my monitor around, the sun will shine in, and you won't see a thing.
Boo!
So
I will. Next time.
I'm just joking. I believe you.
I believe it.
I believe you. Heidi, I know you don't have a beach outside your window. What do you do?
I don't. I'm so sad to say that I don't. My next move is to the west side in Los Angeles, so I can have a beach outside my window. But this is my office, and I'm happy to say my husband works at home as well. He's a musician, and we've got the dogs out in the living room, so I can always go there for inspiration. So yeah, my office at home is my favorite.
Well, that's where you get it done, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Eric, so long as well. But where do you like to write?
That's it. I mean, you know what it is? I think when I'm creating it, I need to be at home. But when I edit or whatever, I could go out to Starbucks or some coffee.
Oh yeah?
shop.
Cool.
Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Marty. You
I
can't.
I just need the peace and quiet and serenity.
Oh, I love to write when there's activity around me. I love that.
Do you?
You can just zone in. It's kind of cool.
Right. But I can't create at Starbucks though.
Oh.
No, God.
There's too much going on. There's too much going on. Like I can't focus. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I write all over actually, but when I'm serious writing, I need to sit right here. But I have an iPad that I can write anywhere. I'll move around the house just so I can keep writing. So that's I guess one of my tricks not to stop writing. If I get tired of here, I just grab the iPad and go write a scene.
Excellent.
Nice.
Well, dudes, I hope you have a fun writing in all your very happy places.
I know, right?
I've recently been to Disneyland, the happiest place in the world, where I could have written in line. So yeah, that's my. Did you see that?
Knowing
This is my Disney hat. It's got Disney pins on it.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
I'm such a geek. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So write wherever it makes you happy and prolific. That's what my thing is. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here again. Bye, Marty.
Guys. Thank you,
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Bye, Eric. We'll catch you guys again on another episode of Screenwriters Beat.
Yay.